2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring Kansas City.
The brilliant blue water of Miami Beach, glistening from above on a beautiful day here in South Florida. We're live, the home of the Miami American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And for the Heat, they've got another hometown game here in Miami. This is a game they expect to win. They come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business.
And when you look at Miami, they've already shown they're going to be a dangerous team this season. It's just a matter of whether or not they can take that next big step.
Yeah, still wonder about them. It hasn't happened quite yet. Just slightly behind the conference leaders. They're poised to make a push for that top spot in the standings once we get into the heart of the season.
Here's the starting group for Kansas City. They've got Brook Lopez. Harris is out there with Steph Curry. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Parker in at power forward. Now here's Dragic. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And it's Towns on the follow.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Harris against Wade. Harris passes to Curry. And Kansas City misses again.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Wasted no time on that one. Dragic has got his first 2 points. Very little locked in at this point, Brent, but sometimes it feels like the best teams are just waiting for the playoffs to begin.
Well, there's always this idea about building up for the playoffs, and I think over the past 5 or 6 seasons, most of the talk that we have is about those teams being as healthy as they possibly can be. And I think that's the time in the season we're at now, Kevin. Make sure that everybody is 100% ready to go, not just mentally, but physically.
And the coaches got to keep their focus, right? I mean, that's tough to do.
The coaches do, but the good ones start that process maybe in the last 15 games of the season to try to ramp things up so that guys feel ready to go once the end of the regular season comes.
Here's Curry after the made shot from Dwayne Wade from deep three-point range, and Kansas City misses again. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Dragic kicks to Towns. Back to Dragic. Towns trying to get open, and Dragic gets it to go on the assist by Towns. Dragic has got his second basket. Kansas City trails by 8, and Kansas City decides to take their first timeout here.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
And while we have a moment, let's check the stats for DeRozan. How his last 10 games have gone. 10th in free throw shooting, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. Now here's Parker. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Lopez. Over Bogdanovich. DeRozan's shot is good.
Ooh, that has to be a relief. First bucket was a long time coming.
And you can see it in the faces of some of the players, just really anxious and amped up for this one. Let's see if this puts them on the right path.
Ahead. And it's blocked. And so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovich touched it last. There's 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Drills the three-pointer. DeRozan's got 5 points so far.
That's a good read by Jabari, a solid passer, and he knew he could reward a teammate that time.
It's Bogdanovich on the wing. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
And there's the pass to DeRozan. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often, but the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
Pass to Curry. Three-pointer. That shot off. And so it's Miami with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has... And let's listen to Pascal Siakam talking about...
You come in every day, guys in the gym.
And Greg, when everyone is working hard, it builds a chemistry.
And a culture. Kevin, winning teams all have it. It's not enough to be here. You want to win.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Well, to me, the story of that first period was their rebound.
Yeah, jumping out to a lead largely because they did the hard work on the glass. So you love the passion in the early part of this game that they're playing with.
Setting the floor for Kansas City. Parker out there with Brook Lopez. Then it's Curry. Then there's Harris. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot. Parker finds Curry. Hits the three-point bomb. Curry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Because Steph moves so well, anytime he can get some separation, he starts to feel once he gets the ball, he's going to find some points.
Here's Wade. The turnaround jumper. Count it.
And I love that move for this guy. When he's in rhythm, that's money.
Well, the fans happy to see Jabari Parker healthy and doing what he does best. Brent, talk about what makes him, in your opinion, so special.
Well, just how many comebacks he's had and just how much fortitude he's shown so far in the early part of his career. Lots of comparisons early on to Melo and to Grant Hill. And he's capable of carrying a team offensively. Just nice to see him on the floor.
Here's Wade. Rebounded by Kansas City. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
You could see it in that game, despite the odds going against them. Once it got to OT, they had that belief and resolve that they could win it.
Well, once they could taste that upset, they weren't going to let this one slip away. Ferocious in that overtime period. And that's a rare sight. Usually shooters make the defense pay when they're that lackadaisical.
Parker, right side. Back to DeRozan. Over Bogdanovich. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. That's 7 points for DeMar DeRozan. Dragic looking it over. Pass to Siakam. The feed to Towns. From the baseline. That's good on the jump shot.
Got to have good court awareness, and it was on display right there from Bogdanovich.
Outside DeRozan. Over Bogdanovich. DeRozan's shot is off. Miami leading by 4. 14 feet away. Bogdanovich, no luck. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for Kansas City. And it's DeRozan missing. For Miami, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Dragic with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Bogdanovich against DeRozan. Bogdanovich, no luck.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
DeRozan, that's good.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Dragic kicks to Siakam. To the middle. Here's Towns. Rebounded by Kansas City. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
Yeah, and they took both games they played against this club last season.
Dragic against Curry. Harris, right side. It's good. This game is all even. It's all tied in Miami. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again. It was all about Miami as the game got going. They strung together several impressive trips down the floor to open things up with an 8-0 run. They ended up leading by 6 at the end of the first quarter. Moving into the second quarter, they cooled off just a bit. And that's going to do.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
Dragic and Wade, the two playmakers in the guard spots. Then there's Towns. Then there's Bogdanovich. And it's Siakam in at the power forward. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Harris outside. He dishes it to Parker. And the dunk by Parker.
That's nice use of the pick and roll there. Parker slashes in there and then uses that athleticism of his to rise up.
Dragic against Curry. Right side, Dragic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Let's talk about team defense, Brent. To develop trust, it seems like guys have got to communicate on the floor.
I talk to my friends often who ask me about playing an NBA game and playing defense. They first start with saying that I didn't play any, but the second thing we get to, Kevin, is talking about really how intricate good defenses can be. You talk about communication, that's one thing, but throughout the course of the season, you build so much sweat equity on defense and trust by knowing that somebody's going to be behind you, hearing that voice consistently, but positions on the floor where you almost develop play sets as a defensive team. Now, when you reach that level, that's the upper echelon, but that's when it really gets fun to be down on that end, to shut a team down, to keep a crowd quiet. Defense always begins with great communication.
So many things, rotations and playing angles and having the guy in back, you know what you can do well, what you can't do well if you're ahead of him.
Well, that, Kevin, and also great teams who are adaptable to make changes on the fly. All of a sudden, a dead ball, coach calls out a different coverage. You want to mess up the team's rhythm on the other end, and 5 guys, they snap to it and can carry out that defensive assignment in one play call. That's great defense.
And it's Towns missing. For Kansas City, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Parker. And that one hits back iron.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities. And the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
Wade outside. Passes it to Siakam. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Makes it off the glass. Siakam's got 6 points.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Well, Brent, the Heat with an experienced front office and one of the best young coaches in the league in Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, Spo has done a remarkable job. Tremendous amount of respect around the league for the way that Eric Spoelstra goes about his business, the way he handled the title runs and all those personalities and those dynamics. He has been fantastic and will coach in Miami for as long as he wants to. The way he goes about it is pride, work, and respect for anybody that walks through those locker room doors.
Dragic the pass to Towns. Over Lopez. That misses off the backboard.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
Here's Curry, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Steph Curry, widely regarded as the best shooter in the history of the game. He's been so successful playing point guard in the NBA at times. I think we forget that he transitioned from playing shooting guard in his younger days.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got it all tied up now for Miami.
I think he's just going to get more and more confident from behind the arc and become a more consistent scorer in this league as time goes by.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And Kansas City misses again.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Outside, Towns. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. It's all tied in Miami. And coming up is and let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Setting the floor for Kansas City, we've got DeRozan. Parker out there with Brook Lopez. Then it's Curry. And it's Harris in at the 2.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Both good from the line that time.
Well, he talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
Now, here's Wade. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Harris outside. Stolen away. And it's the Heat on the break. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And that's enormous, guys. With time winding down, goes for the steal and then off to the races.
Harris kicks to Lopez. Releases. No good off the front iron.
You got to be a little bit questioning of the defense because I'm sure they feel foolish for giving that guy that look. They survived it.
Now the pass to Towns. Over Lopez. And there's another one for the Heat.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Curry kicks to Parker. Back to Curry. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
The Heat leading by 4. Here's Wade. They get the rebound. Towns. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
Curry, good.
What work from Steph Curry gets open and makes it look easy. Wow.
The Heat have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Wade finds Dragic. 1:41 left in the fourth quarter. Tries again. No good on that one. Good D by Lopez. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Now just a 2-point Heat lead.
And the floor vision from Curry right there, setting up his teammates, sharing the ball.
The kick out to Dragic. Wade against Harris. Dragic the pass to Towns. The shot by Wade, wide open. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Heat lead by 4.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
To the inside. Here's Harris. No good on the shot. And it's Miami the other way. Wade passes to Siakam. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And now a 6-point Miami lead.
As soon as Wade looks up and sees his teammate all alone, simple pass, throws it ahead, uncontested jet.
Time called here. Kansas City decides to talk it over. They're behind by 6. 51 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He talked about X's and O's, but he also said, hey, guys, we got to trust each other, stick together, and leave it all out on the floor. We'll see if they've got enough left to get over the top, Kevin.
And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnover.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession. Huge shot from Wade, doing exactly what they needed to on that possession.
No room for them to make a mistake here.
You got to almost play perfect from here on out.
Time called here. Kansas City decides to talk it over. They trail by 6. We've got 28 seconds left in the game. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth. They double team Curry. Kicks it to Lopez. Nice ball movement by Kansas City. Count it! And now they trail by just 4.
Nice. Parker taking over, demanding the ball. This is a big situation.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Kansas City. Parker's shot is off. And an intentional foul right there.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And while Dragic doesn't get to the free throw line all that often, when he does, he's usually pretty good.
Here is Frazier, and Waiters kicks to Laverne, and Nwaba has it in the corner. It's off. And so it's Miami winning this one. Even early. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.